Collegiate athletic departments integrate with university admissions and human resource departments to recruit student athletes. This relationship is very comparable to other business industries, their recruiting of employees into their organizations. We will consider how technology has affected and modified the prospective student athletes and how they get recruited from two different perspectives. We'll firstly look at it from the perspective of the student athlete, the parents, and the recruiting agencies that contact the universities directly and their admissions departments and apply and try to qualify for scholarships or salaries for their education. Secondly, we're going to look at it from the admissions standpoint, the athletic departments and the coaches who actively go out there to seek the most talented recruits or student athletes into their university enrollment policies via the NCAA governing body rules and regulations of eligibility, and in order for them to be awarded financial aid towards their educational costs and their participation on the athletic team. So if we look back 10 years ago, specifically in the first section, university applications were typically mailed out to the student athletes and to the parents via paper. So you just basically ask for it to be delivered, and then you would be brought to you or arrive at your house. Also, when you contact the coaches, they would be able to send out athletic media guides explaining all the details of the athletics media guides, and they would be handed to you. Recruited videos were typically submitted to the coaches via post, via a DVD or even a VHS that was converted into the American system and then mailed over, which could take anywhere for a week or two to be received. Nowadays, very different. Technology has allowed that university applications can occur online, and we're actually going to look at that now. If we go over to the website here, looking at the website that you can see ahead of you, this is the St. Leo University website. If I typically look at this and then I go onto the admissions for a basic student athlete, I can kick onto here, and let's say typically I'm going to scroll down, go to the undergraduate section here. I'm going to be an undergraduate admission. And then I can come down here and I can apply online. Click onto that. I can start my online application. So every student athlete, obviously every student can go through this policy. Secondly, from the standpoint of going into trying to be applied as an athlete. So this is as an undergraduate student. Now let's look at it from the athletic standpoint. So I don't want to just be a student at this university. I have to go through this policy. I also want to be an athlete. So what I'm going to do is go to the athletics webpage, conveniently located right here at the university. I'm going to go to this sports section, and I can look here to recruits. I'm a recruit in this section here. There's a recruiting questionnaire that I can answer. I'm going to go to specifically my sport of men's tennis, so I'm a tennis recruit looking at St. Leo University. I'm going to apply to that, and then when this opens up, it asks you to fill out a bunch of information that tells the college coach that, hey, I'm interested in participating in your program. Would you consider me as a scholarship athlete? This program actually didn't really exist for a while, but this is what we call front rush technology, and it's available to every athletic department and every athletic team and coaches, and for players to apply to this. So this is how a student athlete or parent would get their kid to show interest in the athletics portion of that university. Okay, and finally, we're going to look at another one. So I'll click off that for a second, and we're going to look at it from a standpoint of an agency. So if I just open my Outlook head in here, okay, I'm going to open this here. This is an email that I received via a recruiting agency that represents a student athlete or the parents that are financially paid. If I look at this basically is what recruits do on behalf of the students. They send us these emails. Hey, I have an interested player here. This company, actually, Simon Struzel is the agency for tennis specifically, and he's basically sending me an email that gives me the details of this student athlete. Would you be interested in him? And it also provides me with a link to him, a YouTube video. So rather than the video be sent via post, I can simply click onto here. A YouTube video pops up, and here we have a very professional, technically advanced introduction to a Croatian tennis player that's looking to play college tennis. As you can see, modern technology, it's pretty impressive, made like a media, like a TV show. That's obviously the technology that's out there. This really didn't exist. The accessibility via the websites, via this emailing technology didn't exist a long time ago. We're going to move on to the other portion of the technology. If we look from the other standpoint, actually the college coach, and how the athletic departments, are seeking out the most talented recruits. 10 years ago, typically the coaches would travel to recruiting camps or events to specifically go look at a number of players. Technology advances have changed significantly that now what we're seeing is the promotion or the creation of modern websites, as we've seen, that actively grade and compare prospective student recruits in that specific sport on their athletic and competitive abilities. So we're actually going to look at some of the websites that now exist. The first website that I'm going to show you, okay, is specifically to tennis. This website here is called tennisrecruiting.net. This website became available in 2004, in the last 10 years, and specifically looks to recruit the top US collegiate tennis players out there, and also the international students that are based in the US or have had some history being based training in the US. The great thing about this website is it now grades players on their ability in comparison. So if we look at the boys list, we can go into a point. We're looking at all the years, the seniors, the juniors, and it gives you the top ranked juniors, but typically it grades them on 5 or 6 different levels. If you're a blue chip athlete, you have the best, quality athletic and competitive results. Then they have a 5-star rating, a 4-star rating, 3-star, 2-star, and you get the idea. But it gives a tangible competitive analysis compared to all the other recruits that are out there. And this is a very much American thing, and the nice thing is you can also look at the universities and who they've recruited, and it keeps you actively, so you know who you're competing against when other schools are trying to actively recruit players. On top of this, a very new universal tennis rating website got created about 2 or 3 years ago, and this is specific. So actually here, as you can see on the website, I have a player here, Yegor Ponushkin. This is a player that actually wants to come to St. Leo's on a transfer student. And what I could do is I can simply put his name in to the website. It'll do a search for me. Even just do that. And it will basically search for this player. And the best thing about this is once it finds his name, it'll locate him as long as he's been playing competitive results. And it comes up with who Yegor is, and it grades him again now on a 16-point scale from 16 to I think 5 is the lowest thing on his competitive ability. And it really gives me an idea at how to compare him to other student athletes on the most important factor as an athlete, which is his competitive results in the sport of tennis. Now, this is just obviously for tennis, but you're getting the idea of the technology that's available out there. It's not just about watching videos anymore, getting an idea from an agent or a coach of how good this guy is. There's tangible evidence now that we can use to compare student athletes, and this technology was only invented, say, the last 2 or 3 years ago. Well, I hope that gives you a good indication of how technology has advanced over the last 10 years specific to the sports business industry, and I hope you've enjoyed my presentation. Thank you.